Do you want the freedom that comes with real estate success? Well, it starts with understanding 5 specific trends that are about to pop. So give me 8 minutes or so, and I'll show you where the smart money is quietly moving. And they're keeping number 5, they're keeping that one under wraps until the end of the year. Let's start with trend 1 though. Start expecting a significant shift in living patterns, if you're not seeing it already. And I'm not just talking about a shift, I'm talking about a revolution in how people live. I mean, gone are the days of the American dream home. Many have been forced to get creative, and they'll continue to be forced that way. I mean, kids are moving back home, people are turning that extra room into rentable space, and enough are even hitting the road in a van part-time. This trend, it's on its way to becoming the new normal. And why is it? Well, it all boils down to one word: affordability. If new home builders can't provide affordable housing fast enough for the masses, then the market's hungry for versatile spaces, anywhere that they can live. I mean, think 6 bedrooms playing the role of 3. And this isn't just small talk either. This is big money talk because it's the biggest generation leading this charge, the millennials. According to a recent B of A survey, millennials are the most housing-obsessed generation, very different than what we were seeing just a decade ago. Fortune.com recently reported that millennials are carpooling for homes. They're teaming up to buy houses because of the disastrous state of the housing market. And not with their spouse or their mate, they're teaming up with just other families to buy a house. The millennials, they're all grown up and ready to buy. But with the shortage of affordable homes and a growing number of buyers, just about any form of residential real estate will see an increase in prices. But there's so much more that's supporting this. You see, the big fish, BlackRock, Vanguard, even Jeff Bezos, are diving deeper into the housing market without slowing down. They want more. I mean, all 3 recently have been driving capital raising efforts for the sole purpose of buying single family homes. And if you didn't know this, I understand. I mean, they're hiding in plain sight and even showing you their playbook. You see, though, while the masses are listening to the noise from the news and the guy in the cubicle next to you at work and the broke uncles and brothers-in-law everywhere for their financial advice, you gotta tune into what's happening, what the successful people are doing, where the big money is moving, and tune out the gossip. The population boom and immigration surge makes this trend a hotspot for intelligent investing. And if you're looking for even more opportunity, you're gonna wanna stick around for trend number 4, because it's all boiling down to a housing hustle like we've never seen. Changing how we live, it won't be enough though to solve the housing crunch. We're seeing a trend in housing innovation too. So stick with me and I'll show you some inventions that are just gonna flat out blow your mind. But first, let's break down trend number 2, the tiny house movement. It's turning the traditional idea of a home on its head, favoring pint-sized living over sprawling estates. And it's not just a quirky fad, it's a financial game changer for many. People turn to tiny houses to cut their bills and say goodbye to their debt. That's the reality for more than half of the tiny house owners. These compact castles aren't just about saving space, they're about saving money, with prices that make traditional homes look like money pits. And it's not just the young adventurers catching on to this. Even the over 50 crowd is trading in their swimming pools and lawnmowers for a life with less clutter and more cash. And the experts, they're all betting on tiny homes, predicting a huge growth spurt in the market. And sure, it's not for everyone. Trading a sprawling kitchen for a 2-burner stove, that takes guts. And depending on where you live, the zoning laws can be challenging. But for simplicity seekers and those fed up with the 9-to-5 grind, a tiny home unlocks the freedom that they've been craving. But not everyone's looking to downsize their dream. Plenty are still after more space, not less. Which is why I can't wait to tell you about the next big thing coming to the real estate market. And if you take your real estate investing seriously, subscribe to the channel because we talk each and every week here about finding off-market deals, creative financing, and what's new in the housing market. Now, trend number 3, expect to see more innovative ways of building homes. I mean, have you ever watched those viral videos of houses being 3D printed? And that's just one example of what I'm talking about, because we're seeing homes of all types pop up overnight with unbelievable $4,000 price tags. They get that low. And it's stuff like this that's shaking up everything that we thought we knew about building homes. Faster builds, slashed costs, and eco-friendly to boot. Modular homes are another piece of this puzzle. I mean, think of them like giant building blocks. Companies like Boxable are shipping homes to lots that snap together faster than you can say move-in ready. And guess what? Tesla, they're in on it too with their smart houses. This is a home that you can control with a single app right on your phone. And don't sleep on kit homes either. This is old school meets new demand, with companies shipping you everything that you need for a DIY home build. customizable, and budget friendly. And then Gablock. They're leading the charge with interlocking building blocks for grown-ups that are both earth friendly and wallet friendly. I mean, imagine building a house like Legos. Many of these innovations, they may cause you to cringe a bit when you see the price per square foot, but the savings are in the labor because there's less of it and less skill required. It's anyone's game right now, and who comes out on top in this home building revolution might be a dark horse that we haven't seen yet. But change is inevitable. All right, we've got more ground to cover. Trend number 4 is next, and it's a biggie and a little sad. You see, buying a home just may never be affordable again for the average person. And it appears that society is assimilating to the rising trend of forever renters. And it's even maybe a little unnerving because there might be some truth to the World Economic Forum's mission that you will own nothing and be happy. Now, whether you're buying into that conspiracy theory or not doesn't really matter because signing a lease is the new norm in big cities where a starter home sounds like a myth. And we're not just talking cramped apartments, but spacious, stylish setups where families can thrive. And even high earners are finding their zen here. Renting's got a new groove. It's no longer a last resort, but a chosen path for many. You see millennials and retirees, they're ditching their property taxes, they're ditching their repair bills for the buzz of the city life and the freedom of no mortgage strings attached. Now about the cost, it's in the ballpark of home buying, but minus the big down payment. And the hedge funds, they're in on this too. They're already following this trend, building entire subdivisions, not to sell, but to rent. Now, as a small investor though, you could play the same game using something like modular or tiny homes, couldn't you? And many are considering it due to less hassle for landlords and pure comfort for tenants. As we make our way through 2024, renting is evolving into more than just a stopgap, it's a lifestyle. And these made-for-rental communities are not just popping up, they're set to take off. Now, these 4 trends that we just covered, they are driven by an irrefutable growing demand for housing, pushing the affordability index into unseen territory. With the rising costs of building materials and skilled labor, and not to mention how far behind the building industry is in even balancing the supply with the demand, there is sure to be political pressure. All eyes are on Capitol Hill for a game-changing move. So the first one that we're seeing is the End Hedge Fund Control of American Homes Act. It's targeting the big players that are buying up single-family homes. Its mission is to prevent hedge funds from buying these single-family houses. But will it pass? Skeptics, they don't think so, considering the deep pockets that are involved. Yet it does signal a nod to the nation's housing squeeze. Our politicians, they're aware. I mean, we know the government won't be building houses, nor would you really want them to. If you've ever experienced government housing, you know what I mean. So the pressure will be on for trend number 5, building subsidies and tax perks for builders and investors. At some point, the government will have no choice but to face the music. They'll have to incentivize builders and incentivize investors to create more housing. But until then, we know a rising tide lifts all boats, and the tide will rise for the foreseeable future. And as a real estate investor, you want to ensure you have a few boats, at the very least, in the water to go along for the ride. And now that you know about these rising trends, I want to help you make your first $100,000 in real estate by getting ahead of them. That's why I pulled out this video here for you to watch next. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.